What is up, Finn fans? What is going on? Listen, Chris Greer. I know we all told you, hey, you said you're going to be aggressive this offseason. I don't think any of us expected this type of aggression. Holy crap. The Miami Dolphins have just traded for, you read the title correctly, Tyreek Hill. It happened like that. It was so quick. About an hour ago, there was talks about Tyreek Hill being traded because, the Chiefs can't really pay him because of this and Patrick Mahomes' contract and yada yada blah blah blah. Jets and the Dolphins are in talks, serious consideration. Dolphins being the favorite to potentially grab Tyreek Hill, and boom, 15 minutes ago, the Miami Dolphins have traded for Tyreek Hill, and Dolphins gave up a good amount of draft picks. Now, only one first, which that one first, I'm like, okay, I feel much better about only the one first. They're giving up our first this year, so the Dolphins have no first round pick this year, so they traded the 29th overall for Tyreek Hill. We'll get to that. No second this year, so the Dolphins aren't drafting until the third round this year. No fourth. So they gave up a first this year, a second, and a fourth. So the Dolphins have essentially a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. They have 5 draft picks this year. Then next year, they gave up a fourth and a sixth. So they still have their 2 firsts next year, a second, a third, a fifth, and a seventh. So, I gave up a lot of late picks, 2 fourths and a sixth, but again, they have no first or second this year. So again, this year they're not drafting until the third round. Unless they make other moves, unless they trade current players. And now the Dolphins give Tyreek Hill a new contract, 4 years, $120 million, $72.2 million guaranteed. So again, when you look at these contracts, and I'll go into more detail, especially with Tyron Armstead and then Tyreek Hill's contract when they get broken down more. But when you look at these contracts, you really just want to focus on the guaranteed money because that's where it's important. And essentially, Tyreek Hill is going to be making about $18 million a year. Again, if you look at the full amount for 4 years, $120 million, that's obviously $30 million a year. But look at the guaranteed money and look at how it's structured. I bet you a lot of this is back pay. A lot of this isn't going to be taken out this year. So I don't think he's going to be making as much as Chark Jr., but okay. We need to talk about this. Because going into free agency, it was slow. I'm included. I'm not going to sit here and say, you guys, and you. I'm included. I was worried, right? Chris Greer comes out. He says he's going to be aggressive, right? But he sat back. He signed a ton of our players back. Happy about that. Don't get me wrong. Went out, made some nice moves, getting Chase Edmonds, Mostert, Williams, the offensive line, the guard Williams. Good moves, right? Wilson Jr., solid move. But there was no aggression, right? There was no splash. There was no Miami Dolphins are going to be competing in the AFC. Then they get Teron Armstead yesterday. And I'm like, there it is. You go out and get Treader, man. That offensive line's good. Tua can cook. Speaking of cooking, you need a fire to cook. And they just got that fire in Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Wilson, Mostert, Edmonds. That speed, all of that speed on the field, the type of packages they're going to be able to put together with those 5 speedy players. Devontae Parker, big physical threat. Preston Williams, if these 2 guys can stay healthy, and again, that's big ifs. They haven't done it before, but that's big ifs. They can stay healthy. Big. Mike Gesicki, that physical threat again. He's got the catching range. All of a sudden, this offense, they brought the defense back. Now I see why they brought the defense back. They saw what the defense did for the past 2 years. Hey, man, just give them an offense, and that defense can cook. Mike McDaniel's like, hey, Chris, can we talk? Because I know the type of offense I want to get that's defense. I think a lot of us owe Chris Greer an apology for jumping to conclusions about his aggression this offseason. And again, Barry Jackson said yesterday in a tweet they're not done trying to fix the offensive line. Now, they don't have the first and second round pick, so there is no way of drafting a linebacker. There is no way of drafting a center. So now it's like, all right, Treader, can you go out and pull off getting Treader, or do you feel comfortable with Dieter at center? You know, are you comfortable with the linebackers, or can you go get Bobby Wagner? Dolphins can still clear up a ton of cap space, and again, it depends on the way these contracts are structured, but no more excuses. And that is the biggest thing right now. Tua Tagovailoa has the weapons. You get just Waddle and Tyreek Hill. There's your weapons. Cook. Mike Gesicki. There's your weapons. We got you the best left tackle in the league. You're going to get you protection. We're going to get you a run game. Do your thing. This is where he has to come in and shut the doubters down. This is where he has to come in and prove people wrong. Make those throws consistently that we saw. Make those throws consistently that I'm going to break down in my film breakdown. Holy crap. I can't believe they pulled this trade off. Again, I heard about it, right? About an hour or so ago. I heard about it. I heard the Dolphins and the Jets were the leaders to try to get Tyreek Hill. And then, like I said, boom, pulled it off. A first, a second, and a fourth this year, and a fourth and a sixth next year. No players were traded, but they gave up 5 draft picks, 2 high draft picks, and mid to late round draft picks. And now they're paying him about $18.5 million a year. And it's about $72 million. I think that's still through the 4 years. At 8. Again, I'm not going to get too much into the contract details and stuff. We'll talk about that when I know more about Armstead's and his and how they're structured and stuff. Once it's on Spot Track, I'm going to make a video breaking down their contracts. But I did not expect all this to happen at all. This is absolutely crazy. Again, a lot of us owe Chris Grier an apology because here's the aggression. We wanted this aggression. He was like, give me time. Let things develop. And we had to wait. We had to wait for certain teams to try to clear cap space, and we had to wait for certain teams to move on from certain players. Devontae Adams, all these guys all of a sudden started moving later on. That free agent frenzy didn't happen in the beginning of free agency. Now all of a sudden it's a back end type thing. Our wide receiver core just got ridiculous. Our running backs are good. We're bolstering that offensive line with Teron Armstead and Connor Williams. This offense is going to be dangerous, people. Tua's just got to cook. He's got to trust himself. He's got to trust his arm. He's got to trust his head. He's got to cook. But I'll make a video later tonight. Hopefully I could give you more contract details. Hopefully I can give you more information. Wow. But like usual, guys, stay classy. That fins up.